Hey, what's going on out there? It's your mans is out here. It's Al Achad. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it funny, enlightening, and something for you to use for practical means. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the holography. We're doing this for the record. That's why you be seeing the wax every time there's videos. These videos come, forward for presentation for you. But yep, make sure you get either this copy, or both. Because you can have this one just to put on the shelf, and this one to, if you're one of those real thorough scholars where you got to highlight, annotate, you know what I'm saying, write stuff down in a notebook, like really pick it apart. I'm waiting for somebody to really pick this thing apart. That's why I wrote it the way it's written, so you can really, question everything. You know what I'm saying? Have questions for me. I ain't scared of the challenge. Do I look like I'm afraid of you trying to test me and challenge me or any of this stuff? Do I? So pick one up. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it on the screen here for you. No excuses. No excuses. You know what I mean? 448 pages of that raw. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make any, drug gang references because you know what I'm saying. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. And speaking of someone trying to test you or challenge you on certain information, we're going to be talking about chakras, or just chakras if you want to anglicize it. Chakras, right? Because every time you deal with anything spiritual out here, even if this is your first time coming into spirituality and higher knowledge, higher consciousness, chakras is waiting right there for you before you get to really anything else. I remember me, first hitting this YouTube up and watching all these, spirituality and, conspiracy theory videos and new age spiritualists and all this stuff. Chakra, 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 shukra, shukra, chakra. So I was seeing for the most part. And the thing is, and this is what, part of one of the things I'm going to challenge today is, well, how many are there? There's a traditional 7, but then I heard someone saying you have 9, but then I heard this person over here saying that it was 72. This motherfucker over here said it was 144. Then you have this guy said it was 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard someone say, well, there's chakras within your chakras. I'm like, then these other people were sitting here saying, well, you have every pressure point is a chakra. And I'm like, well, damn, how many fucking chakras are there? What's the unitary, solitary, unanimous decision on the chakras? Now, you could just say 7. You could just say 7. But then I was doing some research and it was like, okay, there's actually 4 of them. So where did the extra 3 come from? Who threw in the extra 3? So that's part of my first criticism when it comes to chakras is that there is no unanimous decision on how many of them are. So you're saying chakras, so plural. So how many? So this is what I want you to do if you're watching this live or you get to watch this after I've done recording this thing. I'm challenging you. I'm testing you. You want to test me? You want to challenge me on my information, my what I'm saying, my paradigms or whatever I'm dealing with, the alchemy I do. Now I'm challenging you. I want you to go into my comment section and you tell me what they are. Let me be the student for once. You know what I'm saying? Since you know so much about them. Not saying everybody here watching it would know. I'm just saying it's some motherfuckers that come across like they are the scholarly authorities on what a chakra is and what chakras do and what they, what I'm saying, what's why they're so important, especially in this spiritual new age conscious occult space. Because I'm seeing new agers, I'm seeing occultists, and I'm seeing regular conscious community people, and then people that, they have nothing, they don't deal with spirituality at all, but they know about this chakra thing. So it's a very common thing in these days and times. So they all have their own way of looking at them and approaching them, I guess, working with them. I want to know, well, what's the definitive way to approach them? Because when I deal with perspective chaos, like a few videos ago, you approach these things how you want to. You make it up as you go. Everything is made up, including chakras. So you want to agree with me to a point. That's your issue. So chakras is also in that bag of things that are made up. Someone made up or something made up chakras. Now, if you want to disagree, feel free to go into the comment section and speak your piece. I'll respect it if you can give me a respectable answer. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of disrespectful people that might come through because they don't like the fact that you're casting doubt on their precious and beloved chakras. It's just like, Christian, you start talking about Jesus or Virgin Mary being a sacred whore, or any of this stuff, they'll get upset because they have an emotional attachment to this paradigm that they're operating under. You know what I'm saying? Including the chakra thing. So that's what I want you to do. Tell me what they are, since you know so damn much, and you do the chakra meditation. What is it? What are we dealing with? What is it? Feel free to drop books too, or websites, or whatever. Let's make this a group thing. You know what I'm saying? Sans the sexual stuff. Let's make it a group thing. You know what I'm saying? Since you know so much about them, if that's you, I'm not talking to you if you don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm familiar with some of the books that are commonly recommended, for the chakra thing. I'm aware of them. I've been in this thing for around 10 years now. It's about over a decade now. You know what I'm saying? Of dealing with this stuff. So I know the books. I even know, some of the top most, the top scholars, if you want to call them that. Some of these motherfuckers even have chakras in their conscious stage name. You know what I'm saying? So, I know I've been around this conscious block, obviously. I know who's talking about them, and I know what books they like referring you to, or books that they like recommending people to read. But today I'm gonna cast doubt. I'm gonna make you mad if you're emotionally attached to them. I'm gonna make you upset today. You ain't gotta watch me. So let's share a screen here. Hold on. Like, we ain't allowed to say something about this chakra thing. Like, I ain't allowed to come out here and say something about it. I'm gonna say something about it. You know what I'm saying? What, you gonna silence me because I have doubts of this thing? Fuck out of here. We're gonna dig into this stuff today. So as always, this is a constant with my videos. We deal with the etymology because this is the point of reference for whatever that thing is that we're calling chakras. It's a point of reference. It's like an address. You know what I'm saying? The word serves as an address where this theme that is referencing lives. You know what I'm saying? In a metaphorical sense. So Sanskrit term kakra. That's why I was pronouncing it the way that I pronounced it earlier. Kakra. Wheel, circle, point. Hinduism, Ayurveda, any of at least, because now they got to sit here and preface it with at least, because motherfuckers don't agree if they're 7, 9, 72, 144, 1,440. Like, no one's agreeing on how many you have. So any of at least 7 centers of spiritual energy in or near the body, according to Ayurveda philosophy. And if this etymology doesn't satisfy you, let's go to the main etymology dictionary. So they don't take you back far enough. They only take you to 1888 in history. In yoga, a sense of spiritual center of power in the human body, from Sanskrit kakara, circle, wheel, from the root quail or queel, revolve, move around. Okay. So we're seeing this whole thing about things going in cycles, things going around and around and around they go. Okay. Let's bring up some images for people that want to see the colors, because you like the, maybe what attracted you to conscious chakras and stuff is the rainbow colors. You like rainbows, so when you see that rainbow ladder with the circles on it and the discs or whatever, the flowers, some people call them flowers, you was like, oh shit, I gotta know what this is all about. All right. So you can even just see without even digging into any of these images that this is some watered down from what it originally was. Completely watered down. Stripped of its original meaning. It's simulacrum. It's no longer chakras as they once were. It's this commercialized, rainbow colored extravaganza of surface level spirituality. That's what it has devolved into. That's what it has become. They be doing, these movements with no real, basis or knowledge of these yoga movements. And here you go. Here's someone showing you that there's more than 7 chakras. So you got hand chakras. You know what I'm saying? You got like 5 or 6 of them above your head. I thought it was just one, but now the update, oh, by the way, we added 5 more to the set. So you got 12 of them. Okay. All right. You got people saying by working to align. So you in your spiritual chakraness, you got to align chakras on a consistent basis so you can have less ebbs and more flows. Okay. So what you're saying is the more you align your chakras, the less obstructions in your spiritual nerves and spiritual vessels that they call, what I've learned to, the word nadis, to get the knots out of your nadis, your nadi channels, your Shishunma, Pingala, and Ida. You know what I'm saying? But what is the basis of all this? Why is there so much variation? It's again, I keep bringing up Abrahamic religions because this is what this has become. So now you have denominations of chakras. You got the ones that stick to the 7. You got the ones that go with the 72 or the 9 of them. Like, God damn, why can't y'all all agree on how many chakras there are? How can't y'all agree? And when did they start having colors attached to them? Because from what I was researching, these colors was added later on in the chakra studies. This wasn't always the case with this, violet to red. That wasn't always the case, especially when from what I've seen, like it was really 4 of them at first. I know I'm upsetting people that's emotionally attached to this stuff. I know I'm upsetting you. And I'm laughing inside without laughing physically. I'm laughing spiritually at it. Oh, and they also got the stones that go with each chakra. You ever seen that? You ever seen that feature? Where they have like, the amethyst, because of the color of the amethyst, it has to align with your crown chakra. So color-coded stones for your chakra work. Now, this isn't to say that this doesn't work at all. All I'm saying is, it's starting to look like what I've already kind of started suspected about it. It's just made up stuff. And then it gives other people the ability to start making up more stuff about it. So in that way, in which, I'm not totally against, it becomes a how you want to deal with it, how you want to do it. You make Islam your own. You don't sit here and go by what the book is saying. You make Islam how you want to make it. You make it, you tailor fit the shit to your designs. You know what I'm saying? To your preferences, how you want to do them. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing of assigning the chakras now, I'm seeing 8 of them. 8. They said 7 right here, but now I'm saying, oh no, excuse me, my bad. See, you gotta pay attention. So the ovaries and the testes are the same chakra, depending on if you're male or female. My bad. So you got 7. So they're in this type of chakra denomination, they're assigned to different endocrine glands along the spine of your body. I learned that very early on in this new age shit. So you have a throat one, it's assigned to your thyroid. You have one assigned to your what's that? Your pancreas. Where's that? Your liver. You got one assigned to your kidneys. The ones assigned to your your balls or your eggs if you're a woman. The ones that are assigned to the hypothalamus and the pineal gland, and you know what I'm saying? And I guess if you're going to call it a heart chakra, it's assigned to your heart. So you got this denomination. You know what I'm saying? Now you got cookbooks. Damn near these type of cookbooks. So now you can, your food and diet can align to your chakras, your yogas and your crystals and your essential oils and your behavioral changes. So so the chakra thing has become McDonald's in a sense. It has become a surface level imitation. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised McDonald's ain't even sell you like a chakra milkshake by now, just to capitalize off the chakra craze. You got to get in on this if you want to make that money. Sell chakra stuff, you're gonna make money. Maybe I'm the fool because I haven't sold any chakra oils yet. You'd buy them, wouldn't you? Chakra oils and rocks and stuff, or chakra rocks with the chakra oil already on them. Ah, they already come in the oil. Ooh. Lucrative business ventures, you know what I'm saying? In the realm of wellness and holistic healing. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it even comes in Asian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. It comes in this stuff, man. No language barriers. Look at this stuff. And this is the most common, this is the book I was talking about earlier. The most commonly recommended book for chakras is C.W. Leadbeater, The Chakras. And you see how this schematic or diagram is different from something like this, where it's just straight up and down. And with this one, it's more in tune with the wheel of things, because chakra means wheel, cycles. And it's funny that when I'm sitting here listening to people talk about chakras, they never mention the etymological meaning of the wheel or the cycle. They never mention any of that. Why not? You're saying wheel when you say chakra. And then you see here in this diagram, this ancient diagram, maybe it's like a century or a couple centuries old, I'm not totally sure, where it's like it's not really straight down your spine. That's interesting. It's not straight up and down your spine, like it's in different various sections of your thorax and abdomen and forehead and top of your head. You know what I'm saying? Look, I done made people leave. There was about 5 people watching this. Now it's like 1. I told you. Now people don't like when you have something to say about their beloved chakras. They don't like it. They hate it. But it goes to show how religious it has become. If we were sitting up here talking about, what we didn't like about Buddhism, and you was Buddhist watching this, you'd probably sit here and, shut this video off. Can't handle the heat or the pressure. But I always welcome any of you. If you have any challenge for anything I'm talking about in my videos, in my books, in my courses, you know what I'm saying? On my Instagram page, you are free to challenge me on it, as long as you keep it respectful. See, when you start being disrespectful, you don't really honor the rules of, or you know what I'm saying, the regulations of dealing with an argument or a debate. So now I got to get rid of you because you had to resort to insults and emotional outbursts instead of, logically defending your point or your argument. And then you have, you go to the world of science, mainstream Western science, and they have doubts just like I have doubts, real or pseudoscience. Because a lot of them will make the claim that, well, there's no real empirical evidence that chakras exist. They start using that word empirical. When they start using that word empirical, that's them saying, well, there is no scientific by these scientists that we hold to high esteem and authority, they disproved the existence of a chakras. It's just make believe for the new agers to engage in and have, you know, is make believe stuff to them. Same goes for astrology, same goes for a lot of these spiritual practices. And since there's no empirical evidence, you know, they're dismissing them as real science or real logic. You know what I mean? He said, when the student is ready, yeah, when the student is ready, the master will appear. But on the flip side, when the students are ready, the deceiver will appear. When they're ignorant enough, the deceivers will come out here and appear. And notice that, you know, a lot of these new agers, conscious community, occult people, I've run into a lot of scammers, and one of their main selling points was chakras. Baby, it was chakras. Chakras. You're not wealthy. You're not a millionaire because your root chakra is moving too fast, or it's moving too slow, or it's discombobulated. There's too many obstructions. Ah, if I had a nickel for every scamming ass chakra person in this thing. If only I had it. Now you can. There's apparently now there's deities that are associated with each chakra. Yeah. Now you can open and heal your sacral chakra, which is your sexual orange one. The orange one is the sexual one. So you got to eat carrots and orange colored um, vegetables and fruits if you want to heal that. Got to eat all your pumpkin spice lattes. You know what I'm saying? And your sweet potatoes and your carrots. And your heart chakra, or excuse me, your sacral chakra will be blessed, balanced, and open. It won't move too fast. It won't move too slow. It'll move at its right accelerated pace. Namaste. There's sounds, you know, little binaural beats. You know what I'm saying? Little mantras that, you know, say you can sell little CDs or have the little downloads, or you can listen to like an hour long binaural beat to open up your throat chakra. See, when your throat chakra is shut or when it's moving too fast, you don't communicate properly. That's what I was told. Hibiscus for your what's that, the orange chakra, the sacral chakra. So you got to drink a lot of hibiscus. That's why a lot of these companies, excuse me, like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they started making these teas with hibiscus in it. Same company that makes, um, you know, the killer Coca-Cola and the Pepsis. You know what I'm saying? That erodes your insides, it erodes your intestines. Have a strawberry hibiscus tea from out the gas station grocery store. I don't mean to make you upset, chakra follower. I don't mean to upset you. See, this is what I said, the 12. See that? So I guess even, you know, if there's 12 zodiacs, there's a chakra for each of the zodiac signs, according to some denominations of chakras, chakra or chakra religion. Divine gateway, galactic chakra, you know what I'm saying? Spirit soul star chakra. And a lot of you, if you're watching this or you're going to watch this later, you'll be like, well, you can, you know, you'll try to make the claim that um clearly a lot of this stuff is just fake, and perhaps you know the real chakras. So why am I even looking through all this stuff? This ain't even the real shit. This is clearly some fucking surface level cockamamie, you know, get rich quick scheme if you're selling this to people, right? They got the little sound bowls that have they're color coded. So when you do the sound bowl for your brow chakra, you know, it'll open when you do the sound bowl. I've seen it. You think I'm talking about stuff I didn't believe at certain points. So not only am I'm making fun of myself through this too, because I was a stern, firm believer in this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stern, firm believer. I subscribed 100%. Gave up my money, gave up my time, gave up my attention to it. But now I'm like, I got these question marks around me. Not in the sense of how long it takes to open your chakras, but are people even dealing with this shit correctly? Because again, I really don't hear anyone sitting here talking about going towards the etymology of this word. Because every time I go to the etymology of these words, I get way more truth about them than what anybody else is saying or trying to tell me. Chakra literally means wheel, circle, cycle. Literally. So why aren't you making mention of that in your chakra dissertations and in your chakra presentations and your chakra explanations and elaborations and pontifications and your lectures and shit? Making no mention of its etymological root. No mention of it whatsoever. Because if you ask me, since you're watching this, this is really dealing with the cycles of existence before we even get into it being, you know, situated along the spine of the body. Because this wasn't even an original thing either. You know what I'm saying? This was a later day thing, like the past couple centuries, where they started aligning these chakras, these spiritual centers or nexi or next, you know what I'm saying? Aligning a nexus to each of these endocrine glands in your body. That wasn't what it originally was. That wasn't what was original to it. And it makes sense that it wasn't original to it because it has more to do with the cycle of existence. So let's start with this root. So people assign this to the physical realm. So why are you assigning the rest of these six spiritual centers to parts of your body? And then someone would argue, well, the body that you see in the picture is symbolic. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I understand that you're talking about it symbolically. But why? My question remains: where does cycles and wheels come into your explanation? Since the word means wheel. Oh, is it how fast and how slow it's spinning? This is all generic now. You know what I'm saying? It's all generic now. It's corporate now. It's a cash grab now. Oh, and this somebody even went, oh, uh-oh. Somebody came at y'all neck. What's his name? Stefo Shambo? TantricAlchemy.com. Let's look at what he says. He says 9 unbelievable myths. Well, he didn't spell it right. A but it's supposed to be about. You gotta be careful with that. Sometimes I'll make a post and some of the words. You gotta proofread your shit before you put it out because it erodes your credibility in these things. You know what I'm saying? So he said the chakra doesn't mean okay. He's saying it doesn't mean wheel. Oh, it doesn't. So what you're saying is these etymologies are incorrect, huh? Hold on. So what this is what this guy's saying. He's saying that this etymology we just looked up isn't real. So when we go to Sanskrit and deal with chakra or kakara, it doesn't refer to cycle or wheel, or even dealing with the Greek of Kyklos, which is related to the word cycle. You can see how these words, you see how they relate down here. Etymology also deals with how words and roots relate to each other, like how they are concurrent with each other and how they branch off of one another, how they connect. So this dude, he had the nerve to tell you chakra doesn't means, so the S don't need to be there, doesn't means will. We don't have 7 chakras. The chakra colors are an ancient development. I highly doubt that. Our chakras don't have to be open. Some of y'all, so again, I need you to go in my comment section and school me, because he's schooling me and I don't stick to one school. So if you have a school of knowledge, feel free to drop them in the comments. School me. I'm willing to be the student for the day. You know what I'm saying? In order to be a good teacher, you still got to be a student. You know what I'm saying? There isn't just one chakra system. Oh, so he's saying that there's more than just yet one set of 7 chakras. That ain't your only set. You got other sets. Oh, well, I'll be. What else? Chakras don't relate to glands. Okay. So for y'all sitting here saying it's related to your thyroid and your pineal and your hypothalamus and amygdala, you know what I mean? And your balls and your ovaries. That's what he said. Chakras are not linked to psychological elements. Oh, so for those of you that like relating chakras to archetypes and Jungian psychology, he took a shot at that. Chakras are not a philosophy. Okay, so it's not a because I'm wondering what he means by philosophy, as like a way of life. That's what you mean, or a belief system? Is that what he's talking about? And then finally, we shouldn't identify with the chakras. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes to authority. So he's assuming authority in this chakra thing. He assumes authority. He said, I'm going to be the scholar to tell you that no, that ain't what it is, and that ain't what it is. And this is that, and that is this, and no, that's not what that is. So he's stepping up on, he's getting into that chair of office in this chakra shit to tell you, no, chakras don't relate to your glands in your body. That's what he said. But here's my, well, I'm gonna say it's an issue. My thing is his authority is no different from anyone else's. I put y'all all on the same level. No one's authority is greater than anyone else's, unless I choose your authority to be greater than everyone else's. So I'm pretty sure he has a group of followers and subscribers to his shit that they hold him up in the highest regard. So everything he says is golden. It's true. There is no denial about it, according to them. But I can easily come along and say, well, his whole list was some bullshit. Let me tell you what I think they are. And you can do the same. So this is why I'm not even upset, or you shouldn't even be upset or mad at his list, because this is according to him. But he has to be your authority for you to sit here and bow down and submit to his school of things, his approach. Here, let's even go explore his page. So that's what he looks like. If that if that matters to anybody, this is him. That's what he's saying. He free ejaculation control training cheat sheet. Okay. So if for the men out there, you want to control your ejaculation, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to nut too fast on her stomach or back or whatever, or in other areas which is too erotic for me to, deal with right now. But that's him. That's Stefo telling you what chakras are. So this is the culture. This is the culture, but this is him giving the authoritative opinion on it. This is the Hindu stuff, but this is Stefo. Hilarious. But I don't know, because maybe he could have been taught, or maybe he was a student of an actual Hindu guy that knew it, or Ayurvedic priest or something. I don't know. A lot of these people, they really do travel to these places in the earth. They go to the Himalayas, they go to these Tibetan temples, and you know, they become students of those priests over there. But I don't know why I'm saying that, because those priests aren't my authority either. I don't have to believe or go by anything they say. See, my issue is you have people that have been coming to America from other countries. You know what I'm saying? And in some cases, not even them. They were already here, so they're like second, third, fourth generation of their parents coming here, and then they come amongst you as if they're the most spiritualist in the room. Actually, there's a great documentary on Netflix. What's the name of that documentary? It was this American Hindu guy. He's as American as apple pie, but his root, his people are from Hindu or India. So he started dressing up like a guru and started saying all the buzzwords of the new age community, and he built up a following. They actually believed he was from the deep temples of India to come over here to America to be a source of salvation to people over here in America. I forgot the name of the documentary, but look it up, search it up. I should have researched that before I did this video, because that's a lot. That experiment is very important to my discussion here today. Like how easily you can sway people and get them to believe stuff like this. So look at him. He said you have 114 of them. That's a new number. There's always these numbers. There's always a different number. Maybe 2 days from now, somebody will tell me, well, actually, you have 312 chakras. The next day, oh, you only have two. What the fuck is going on? Like, what? How many are there? Because you're confusing people that could be like me and be like, well, this guy said 7. He's saying 114. They said 8. So this is what passes as authority out here. You know what I'm saying? And then you not knowing any better, you fall right into what he's saying about them. Everything he's saying about him, you fall right into it. Now he's saying it stems from Tantra. Okay, so it's not Ayurvedic. He's saying that the chakras. See, a lot of people don't even know this shit here. These chakras, according to him, they originated from the Upanishads, an ancient sacred text of spiritual knowledge dating roughly from the middle of the first millennium BC. See, this is where I'm gonna disagree with him. Whatever else you want to disagree with him, go ahead. But I'm just gonna pick this because we're dealing with wheel. We're dealing with circle. He said that the chakra doesn't mean that. Okay, so let's dig deeper to the etymology. Let's keep searching through it. Let's see if there's any etymology that says anything different about what this word means. Chakra. So they corrected my pronunciation. Okay, chakra. So it's ch, but is in there. I never liked that about languages. Like even in French language, where they have all these words like Delacroix, and you have oix, and it's like, how am I supposed to know this? It's not. It doesn't look like how it sounds. Why can't you just put the vowels and the consonants there and match it up with the phonetic? I don't know. They be doing stuff like that. But so people are pretty unanimous with the decision. It means wheel. It means cycle. You know what I'm saying? There's some sort of turning going on. There's some like a wheel, a rolling. You know what I'm saying? A twirling of sorts. I even heard someone say chakras are like vortices. Here, there you go. Someone said a chakra is a disc-like rotating energy vortex. But what is energy? See, this is what I explore in my book. I explore stuff like this. Like, I thoroughly give you an understanding of energy, an understanding that you probably never got from anybody in this whole new age conscious occult thing. Never even sat here and broke down the etymology of that word either. Energy literally means inner work. In meaning inner, and ergy meaning work, as in like ergonology, ergonomics, work. It is literally inner work. And I also talk about exergy, which is outer work. So I make that study of ergonology, of the study of work and activity functions, you know what I'm saying, within and with, physical and metaphysical. Because if you're not going to sit here and dig a little more depthically into this stuff, you're going to be fooled by these surface labels of things. This is interesting stuff. It's no different from the Abrahamic religions, of which some of y'all claim you're not into anymore. This is the chakra is the new religions. It's part of the new religion. Vegans is a religion. That's a religion. LBGTQ, that's a religion. So when you're done with the old world shit, the new world things take their place. So this is what he's saying. He didn't give any references or anything. He said he just saying it. Which again, I'm not against that either, because this is gonna be stuff that you intuit, or you shift your perspective, and your perspective changes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you can also acquire information. You don't always have to go through a book or someone's website, or what I'm saying, some journal or something. It's not the only way to acquire knowledge. But hey, if you are going to say that, here's the book again, or at least one of the. Is that the same book that we already dealt with, just a different color cover? Yep. It has some annotations from Kurt Leland. So if you want to take chakra information from Kurt Leland and Nodia Judith, be my guest. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, if you want to talk strictly about chakras, I'd rather someone from that culture teach it to me. No offense to them, but I'd rather get it from them, since that's their culture. Now you do have um, analogous things in other cultures. Like, I keep seeing this whole thing about the seven African powers. Let me bring that up. Hold on. Because wherever someone sees seven, because chakras is the common number for them is seven, unless you want to speak to someone who says, no, there's actually 12. So I've seen this before too. And I've seen people compare them right to the Hindu Ayurvedic or Tantric, according to the bald white guy, chakras. So you got books like this. Monique J. Sidelack. Not saying that, I don't know if she did, because I never read this book, but I've seen people with this book, and I've seen them make the connection, like sit here, align the seven chakras with these seven African powers that you find in Santeria, voodoo, and other Caribbean traditions that are in practice today. Orishas. Because did we just not see, I showed you an image where they had Hindu deities assigned to each chakra. So there was a Hindu deity for each chakra, right? So I seen people do the same thing with this. They even got little seven African powers conjure oil. So if you put it on your forehead, you're going to wake up Elegua in them. The bottles start looking at you because of this oil you got from this person you don't know. You put it across your forehead. You know what I'm saying? But and I've seen this book before too. This guy S. Rob, like he has damn near 50 books. You know what I'm saying, about just all types of occult stuff. You know what I'm saying? Seven African Powers, Book of Love, Magic. But seven is a I don't know what makes seven more sacred than any other number. I mean, you know, why ain't 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 sacred? Because you got to get to 2 before you get to the 7, right? So I don't know. What people often say it's a lucky, fortunate number. You know what I'm saying? 7. So if you're seeing sevens all over everywhere, or if you're seeing numbers that add up to 7, like on clocks and shit like that, I guess some fortune is supposed to come to you soon. I don't know. But yeah, like any of these cultures or spiritual systems will deal with the number 7. You know what I'm saying? So I guess wherever you see 7, you can say, "Oh, chakra." But you can even go to astrology, because originally astrology had the 7 planets, or the 5 planets and the 2 luminaries, which adds up to 7, right? The original shit before you brought in the Uranus, the Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron, and all these different asteroids I don't even deal with. Um, you have the 7 planets. Hold on. And this, you see this in alchemy all the time. You have, what I'm saying, the sun, moon, Venus, and so on and so forth. You see this in alchemy all day. And you know how I feel, or the approach of alchemy that I do. I'm you can challenge me on this. Feel free. I haven't seen anything that is older and more original than alchemy, because astrology is nothing but an outgrowth of alchemy. It's one of the branches. And here you go. This is one of those medieval deities associated, or excuse me, the medieval rendition of the 7 planets, which this is the reason why we have the 7-day week. So according to that information, those Hindu deities and those orishas, they align to the 7 days of the week. But like I said before, especially when you're looking at it from a chaotic perspective, or a perspective of chemia, alchemy, you can do what you want in this shit, man. And lucky and fortunately for you, someone wants to learn how you do things. They want to follow behind how you want to do them, how you see the chakras. So if you're out here like this bald white guy saying, "Oh, you have 114 chakras," hey, if you want to subscribe to that, you know what I'm saying, do you think? But from what I've been shown and taught for the most part, is that this stuff really relates to, this is why ontology is so important to me. Because if you want to deal with levels and grades of your being, of ontos, which is Greek for being, of your being itself. So you have a physical body, you have emotions, you have thoughts, you have spirit, your astral, right? And then we start getting into more metaphysical, abstract principle until we get to the primordial point of cause. You know what I'm saying? El Elyon Elohim, the most high force of forces. These are grades of being that you're talking about. So going back to the chakras, you're looking at a chart or a diagram for the degree or a level of being that you can be dealing with. So, for example, you want to say the root chakra deals with all physical. Your orange sacral deals with all emotional. The sun, or sun, solar plexus deals with something that's more is finer, or more refined than your emotions, and so on and so forth till you get to the top. According to the 7, of course. Like I said, when you want to start bringing in 8, 9, 114, 100, 44. Then I'm like, hey, that's out of my league. I don't know nothing about that. That was somebody's concoction. You got to ask them why they sat here and added more chakras to the original 7. You know what I'm saying? Who knows why they did that? Perhaps it was a download. You know how motherfuckers say you had a download. You know what I'm saying? I just received is this video. Hold on, I'll bring it up just briefly. Hold on. See a lot of these in here in this whole community. Where is it? Is it spiritual fuckboy? Is it this one? Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This dude named Alpha. I forgot his name. Yeah, Alpha Cat. He's a comedian. He's most famous for impersonating Obama. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
It teaches you the secret things you can do. Have you read The Secret? Wow. Wow.
The Secret? Yeah, The Secret is just as common as this chakra religion. So they know chakras, they know The Secret. That book that Oprah was sitting here pushing on people, and then they made that documentary with all these gurus and surface level spiritualists. Hold on, let me start this over.
It is a book.
Hold on.
Have you read The Secret? Wow. Wow, you ain't read it. The Secret is a book.
Hold on, let me there we go.
Wow. Wow, you ain't read it. The Secret is a book. It teaches you the secret things you can do to get the best things out of life. People think secrets are bad, but they're not. I mean, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Privacy. 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 It's so important to remain elevated, you know?
You got the jewels on? The crystals?
My sanctuary is elevated. You know, in the mornings, it's important to not touch your phone right away. You're right there in that sweet spot of deep sleep or really deep meditation. So you want to stay right there. Because if the mornings are good for anything,
they be using this to get pussy.
It's a grand rising. Namaste.
He got 2 more. The first 2. Hold on. I want to find the first 2. That's the 3rd one. He's like, I just had a download. Me and you, beloved, we're supposed to have tantric sex tonight. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That's not exactly what he said, but it was something like that. And then you got a lot of women coming out about this stuff, but it ain't just the dudes, it's women too. You know what I'm saying? They ain't exempt. You'll find it. Just look up spiritual fuckboy. You'll find the other 2 videos. But that's my point. Like, you can listen to anybody. You can listen to me, and say I could be saying some wild shit, and I ain't gonna look. This is my thing. This is where the sacred clown stuff comes in. You either know or you don't. I could be telling the truth, or I could be sitting here lying to you. Hey, you never know. That's why, as a compass for this existence that you live, you better start relying on intuitive reasonings and use your hard-boiled detective skills. Because even though this guy, like, hold on, is this the video?
Okay, so this was sent to me by a friend. Shout out to Marcuzio. He said, Jonathan, you need to take a look at this Omega male portrayal of an Omega. I can already tell this, okay?
All right, we don't need to commentate on someone who's already doing a commentary. No, I won't need all that. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, when you're dealing with people online, especially, you got to start using your common sense, because a lot of times they're putting forth things that are like, it's not common sense. It's some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I implore you, if what I'm saying don't make sense to you, you need to move on. You can ask questions. You can challenge what I'm saying. I'm not scared. This isn't, you know what I'm saying, some echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? Where you gotta agree with every single thing I say and post. No. Because I'm willing to stick it in with you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. That was, you know what I'm saying? Pause. What I meant to say was I'm willing to stick in there with that debate. Like I'm willing to sit here and be like, okay, challenge me on something I'm saying. Challenge me on something I'm presenting. Now you deal with a lot of these chakra religionists, as I like to call them, chakra religionists. You challenge one thing and they upset. They got attitude. See, this is what I was talking about earlier with the whole what's the name? Arumar, I forgot the name. It's the name of a Orisha. Asumare, something like that. So you got, they take this Hindu thing and they make it, more melanated. You know what I'm saying? Because you barely see melanated images with chakras on them. So now you see it here. You know what I mean? So they'll add a layer of melanin over this thing and make it black, make it more palatable for black people to consume. But hey, as I've said, I'm gonna repeat it. Come up with you. This is all made up. It's made up. Someone made this up. They keep making it up. They keep rearranging it. They keep bringing up different numbers of chakras. They keep assigning different things to the chakras. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're just dealing with people that are assuming authority in this field of chakras, even that little minority of people, they all sit here and have conflicting views and ideas about what this thing is. That's why it's very important to find your own answer and stop letting people give you the answer. That's a cop out. Yes, be guided. Yes, let someone show you some things. Yeah, whatever. But at the end of the day, you need to find your own answer to this stuff. So the answer that I want to give you, if you would really want to have the answer, is do some inner work. Practical inner work. So when we start talking about chakras and people start talking about the assignment of them, of your psychological issues or your spiritual system, if there's blockages or there's misalignments and stuff like that, well, I want you to deal with your shit directly instead of going to other people like that. Because you don't even need my consultation on this. You take this type of course. This is you finding this stuff out on your own. So this is more like a tool for you to find out what's real to you, instead of being led astray or being deceived, or dealing with motherfuckers that should not be assuming authority in this section. Not to say that they can't, but they shouldn't. Like I said, you could be led astray if you want to look at them as the authority for your spirituality. I'm saying you should be the authority of your spirituality. Because none of y'all these is not my authority. I don't care how old you are in this thing. I don't care how many lectures you've held. Don't care how many people praise your name and put your picture on their profile and sit here and quote you and make posts and take clips out of your YouTube video and post it on the page or whatever. I care less. I am the authority of my spirituality. I am that. You got some people sit here claiming that they gods and goddesses and titans and all this stuff, but you letting some other human tell you how to go about your spirituality. Thought you were supposed to be the authority of that, you being the god. You doing the deification of yourself. You're supposed to be creating your own religion then. Let me not say supposed to, because again, that's me assuming if I was in that situation, which I am. I'm in a situation where I create my own way of life, aside from someone trying to tell me how my life should be lit. But yeah, this is an avenue that I'm offering you today. especially if you're approaching your chakra meditations and systems or religion where you want to deal with these psychological traumas and issues in your being or in your spirit and stuff like that, whatever vocabulary word you want to use to describe that. You have astral body, like even the body thing. You have the physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, astral, etheric. You know what I'm saying? All these bodies in one chakra conglomerate. So they say, like, you know, if you had this sexual trauma, your sacral chakra is fucked up. It's a little janky. It's a little fucked. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remove that sexual trauma so that the chakra or a sacral. Sometimes I get them mixed up because it's been a while since I dealt with this stuff. Your sacral chakra can go at a good speed. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it too slow. You don't want it too fast. At a normal turning. Got to get rid of that sexual trauma. Or here's a favorite of mine where they start talking about the throat chakra, like you're not a good communicator, so something wrong with your throat chakra. Because maybe when you were like 3 years old, your mother or your father said, "Shut up, don't say nothing," and that stuck with you. So now you don't know how to communicate properly. Like you shut down when people over talk you and shit like that. So you gotta rebalance and recalibrate your throat chakra, and then on and on and on and on and on. There goes some stones. I guess this is one of the deities assigned to that. So like I said, what I'm offering here in my course is where we deal with this stuff practically. We deal with it pragmatically. No fantastical colors, no rainbows, no crystals, none of that. You deal with your issues directly. You face them and you deal with them using the knowledge that you have acquired so far, because you can acquire all that information and not put it to use to do this work. I'm pretty sure there are courses and classes for your chakra meditation. See, I was fortunate enough to venture out on my own, to be like, I want to see how I can do this chakra meditation. So this is maybe like 8 years ago, where, you know, then you have affirmations. You know, people give you affirmations to go with your chakras. You know what I'm saying? So you got crystals, oils, and the confirmations for each chakra, and a deity to go with it. Throw it in there, throw it in the bag. But anyway, so like 8 years ago, I did a chakra meditation on my own. I was just led, if you want to call it intuitive, or, you know what I'm saying, I was led to do the meditation a certain way, where I visualize each of these symbols. Where the symbols at? There you go. So I visualize these symbols in a successive order. So from the root all the way to this crown one, right? And I mixed it in with some well, let's throw stuff in, since they throwing in oils and shit and crystals. I threw in some Kundalini. I threw that in there along with the meditation I was doing, and there was some interesting things that happened. It was interesting. You know what I mean? Pretty interesting. She said it's an 8. It's not 7. She said 8. Alberto, that's a dude. I don't know. He or she said 8. They said 8. I'm using the correct pronoun. They said 8. So I've done it. I've done that meditation before. You know what I'm saying? Pretty interesting what happened. But like I said, I'm always looking at this thing now as a scaling of ontos, a scaling of ontology. Because I do talk about it in this book here. Hold on. I do talk about it in my book here, like how the chakra system is a ontological scale. It scales your being from the physical and to finer planes of existence, if that's what you want to call it. Hold on. Ain't it cool that you can look into your own book for things to know about stuff? So I have this, and some of you that know me from Instagram, you've seen this. Hold on. You've seen this post before about, how I feel about what chakra enthusiasts, that's another term I use for them, versus what I do. So I figured there was a correlation between your chakras and the 7 ranges of the the electromagnetic spectrum. Since you want to align 7 with 7, you know what I'm saying? There's 7 main ranges of the electromagnetic spectrum. And if you think about how, even as we speak now, you're not paying attention because maybe the organ in you or the function in you isn't developed for you to gather knowledge or information from ranges of the spectrum, like your phone can. So if your phone can sit here and read signals, internet, radio, Wi-Fi signals, why can't you read them as well? So that's a part of your being that your phone has taken up for you. This is part of the reason why people are attached to their phones. Your phone is doing works and procedures and operations that you should know how to do naturally, but it's atrophied. You have lost the ability, not just you, but over time, the human animal has lost their ability to do these things, to read radio signals. Because how come your phone can read them and you can't? What if you awaken that ability in your being to be able to read those levels of the spectrum just like your phone can? Your phone can even detect infrared signal. You know what I'm saying? And certain devices. So what we've done as, just on a human level is that we started creating these artificial technologies that stand in for our natural ability to read these areas of existence. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, me making that alignment between, or that lineup or that correlation, hold on. This way, there we go. That correlation between 7 ranges of the spectrum, seven chakras, there's a correlation. I see a correlation. So it's a scale of ontos, it's a scale of existence. So part of you exists physically, part of you exists emotionally, part of you exists on the intellectual level, and so on and so forth till you get to the utmost principle of being itself. So you can even look at this, if we're just dealing with the 7, let's just deal with the 7 because I don't know about any other number. Niggas saying it's 16 of them, I don't know. You ain't giving us good evidence to suggest that. Hold on, let me bring one up. Hold on. So as you get to this top one, this should be the right, from what how it can be seen is that this top crown chakra represents being itself. And then as it goes down the ladder of ontos or existence, it starts being more and more denser. It starts coagulating until it gets all the way down here to physical objects and phenomena. All mind. Even physicality is a mental state. So you got people sitting out here saying you have to go somewhere to transcend Earth. You don't have to go anywhere. You have to change your mind state. That's the true travel. So those of you sitting here talking about astral travel, that's something I can debunk. Why would you need to travel anywhere? Travel becomes obsolete when you leave the physical, when you're not dealing with physical operations. That's a physical operation to travel somewhere. You're not traveling anymore if you're going up into, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to travel. You just need to shift your awareness, shift your consciousness, reshape it. Bring it to a finer level of understanding and being till you get to the top one where it's just being itself. Without any of its configurations, its shapes, its molds, its systems, all that is undone. Like, for example, another term that you can definitely deal with when talking about spirituality is this thing right here, this term. Which is, if you're associated with, or excuse me, know about astrology, it's often associated with the 12th house. But self-undoing, here, we'll just click on this. So what they're talking about here is you undoing all these configurations. You know what I'm saying? All these made up structures, like chakras, for example. You're undoing them. Because if they can be done, they can be undone. Everything here is a construct on these lower levels of existence. They're constructs that are always undergirded and overshadowed. You want to deal with darkness by the ether, the chaos, the nothingness, if that's the nirvana, if that's what you want to call it. So if you want to go back to the Hindu thing, if you reach this level of your realization of self, you experience nirvana. You know what I'm saying? You experience that. It's an undoing. If it can be constructed, it can be destructed. So what I'm doing here is a destruction of your chakra thing. I'm destroying it. Not necessarily out of disrespect, but for the fact that it's a structure that you can move as being itself. You can move out of it. You can go in and out of it how you want to. I don't have to go by this system to understand my being. I don't have to deal with your chakras. Throw that shit in the trash. What you hold so dear can be thrown right in the fucking garbage. Speaking of Hindu stuff, the sacred cow. I care about no sacred cows over here in America. We slaughter them and eat steak. Again, they hold it to such high regard. Over here in America, it's slaughterhouses. These illustrations here. See, this is more like, this is telling me that the body is a temple. This is what I'm getting from this picture. It's a temple. You have beings within a being. You are a living temple of all these different types of beings. Before we even start talking about a chakra system. But going back to self-undoing, that's what you want to be the chaos being, or you want to be the motherfucker that's trying to reach nirvana, or be a booty, you know what I'm saying? A Buddhist, a booty, a Buddha. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, you even got people out here telling you this stuff. You know that nature boy guy that they got in prison right now? He was out here having people come all the way from around the world. What is this? Anal pulsation? What are you doing here? Just say you're into a spiritual level of porn and we can get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Stop this stuff. Or keep going, depending on how you look at it. All up in the booty, yo. And not Booty. I mean Buddhi. Booty. So you got anal chakras out here. You know what I'm saying? There's a chakra in your anus. There's a cervix chakra. It's the root lock. You don't know nothing about that. Hey, let me come over, Miss Ma'am. May I come over and unlock your root lock? I'm real intricate in how to unlock stuff. I'm a locksmith in my past life. And those skills kind of transfer over to me being a Tantra yogist. So if you don't mind, Miss Ma'am, love to come unlock your root lock. Then you get shit like this. Yeah, anal sex is totally awesome and safe and not humiliating or dehumanizing. You destroyed your root chakra. It's over for you and you aren't going to make it. What is this shit? You dead serious or this is just for play? I don't know. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna spend too much time on it anymore. I'll try to get like 80-minute thing going on. Yeah, man, this is I don't have to care about this system no more than I have to care about Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. I can dismiss and undo that whole shit, destroy it, set it on fire, blow it up, dissolve it. That's the solution. I just gave you my problem with chakras, and that's the solution to them. So again, this is Al Achad coming through. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for sticking with me to watch this stuff because I know it hurts you if you believe in this stuff. You made a religion out of it. You added in African and Hindu and Christian deities and Wiccas. You threw that in there and you made your own system. This is what I'm kind of promoting. Not even really against it. That's what you want to make up. But don't be sitting here trying to like, out here imposing it on people as if it's the solid and only truth. You out here doing that, I gotta say you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you get people to be on that wagon with you, then that's them. But again, Al Achad, get to this work and find out for yourself. Comes with 4 books, emotional baggage or workbooks. You got the emotional baggage claim workbook, hence the picture in the airport with the baggage. You got the astrological schema tracking workbook. So if you're not into astrology, you think astrology is some sort of pseudoscience, no fears. This is really about dealing with theme-coded cycles. There's cycles in time. There's themes attached to them. We deal with that. Then emotional baggage recycling, where we take what we need to take, we either throw it out or repurpose it. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, we get into dehypnosis application, where you go on your own merit, on your own force, on your own desire, your own motives, you know what I'm saying? On your own accord, you go through the dehypnosis, you go through the transformation, you go through the catharsis to get rid of those things blocking your chakra system. And finally, we'll deal with this one because I've heard people talk this too. So this guy, Questia Khan, he came out here and said it ain't got nothing to do with wheels. So if you deal with the Egyptian stuff, you know what I'm saying? I guess the Akan Egyptian, because his whole thing is, the Akan thing is the modern day Egypt thing. So he's saying that there is no circles or cycles or wheels or anything like that. That's a Hindu thing, according to him. According to him, it's knots. You have 7 knots along your spine, not cycles or discs or circles or wheels or vortexes. No, you have knots that need to be untied so that the energy can flow. But that's all my time here today, folks. Let me go ahead and shout out my Patreon crew. Love the support. You know what I'm saying? The support keeps this thing going. Theoryality Institute, you know what I'm saying? Where we get to the kernel of all this stuff. Not the root, baby. The kernel, the seed, where it starts, the point of existential origin. And then from there, we go on to create and structure and do things from that point. So special thanks to everybody that's signed up there. You can get signed up yourself. Always come through and look through what I got. I got the dot tier and the Keter tier. That's what I got. Blue label, collector. So again, I don't know how many chakras there is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many. In the comment section, school me. I'm your student for the day. Tell me how many they are. For real, man, how many chakras is there?